rates of chronic illnesses such as diabetes, liver disease, and yes, dementia. Shut up. Not great. I've seen this up close and personal with my own family and friends. Maybe you have too? Today we're talking about fat. And yes, this is related. Before we start, quick question. Did you ever drink low fat milk? Maybe skim? Is it gasp in your fridge right now? Comment below. Okay. Hear me, please. Dietary fat is essential, an essential nutrient. Our bodies need fat. I know that is hard news to swallow now that the low fat diet has been promoted for generations, literally, but please believe me, fat is essential for our health. We have known this, but it got twisted. I'm not going to explain how in this video. Suffice it to say, it's time to untie that knot. And when we smooth it out, we find that not only is fat necessary, but there is a particular kind of fat that we have been avoiding at our peril. Today, we are talking about the healthiest fat you have never heard of, C15, and how to get more of it the natural way from your food. All right. You've heard the term omega-3, a type of fatty acid? Exactly right. Well, scientists now believe that C15, another type of fatty acid, may be just as vital for our health as omega-3s. And that's what we're talking about today. So, what is C15? I'm going to answer, but don't click off. This will be over very, very soon. Here we go. C15 stands for pentadecanoic acid. Penta 5, deca 10. C15 makes sense, right? Pentadecanoic acid. It is an odd chain saturated fat found mostly in full fat dairy products. That's why I asked you about your milk and some types of fish. What's that? Great question. Yes, there are odd chain fatty acids and also even chain saturated fats. Now, if you gravitate toward even numbers, my apologies. In this case, the odd man is not out, but in. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Even chain fats, not so hot, but odd chain fats like C15, super sweet. I've just learned about this. I learned about C15 from a video on Thomas DeLauer's channel. He was speaking with a Dr. Stephanie Venn-Watson. The title of this YouTube video was Newly Discovered Cause of Fatty Liver is Not Fructose or Saturated Fat. Irresistible title, right? I had to dive in and I learned a lot. As always, find the link to this video and related research in the description below. Okay, we have established, we already know that fat is essential for our health. Fine. Now, our miraculous bodies can manufacture many of the nutrients they need. For example, we can convert protein into carbs, which is why we don't need to eat carbs. And we can make vitamin D from sunlight, which is why we need to spend more time in the sun. So fat's essential. Don't our bodies make fat too? Like, isn't that one of our problems? That too many of us are making too much fat? Yeah. Well, yes, but our bodies can and do convert excess carbohydrates. Think sugar, think starch, think flours, think grains into fat. But there are different kinds of fat, not just natural and man-made, right? Butter and soybean oil. That's what I'm always talking about. But within the realm of natural fat, there are different types. And today we are looking at the odd chain and and even chain fatty acids. We'll touch on both. Two different types of natural fat. Now, one example of even chain fatty acids is palmitic acid, C16. This is the kind of fat that our bodies make when we eat our carbs and we get over the 5 grams. This is what we store in our fat cells. The even chain fat sits in our fat cells waiting to be used for energy as soon as food is scarce. Like that ever happens. And that's about all it's good for. C16 is not nutrient dense. By contrast, the kind of fat essential for our health is high quality dietary fat. Dietary fat, the fat we eat, provides nutrients such as omega 3s that we've mentioned, fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K, cholesterol, which we need for our brains and hormones, folks. It's not the bad guy. Something called phospholipids, which we need for our cell membranes, and and odd chain fatty acids like C15 and its odd cousin C17. So while your body can create fat, store fat, burn fat, it cannot make the kind of nutritious fat that we need for our health. The kind we need for our health can only come from a high quality dietary source. So, in short, our bodies cannot make C15. We have to get it from the food we eat. All right. So, why? What is so special about C15? It's essential. But why? What special qualities does it have? Glad you asked. Dr. Venn-Watson explains that C15 supports metabolic health, lowers inflammation, improves liver function, and may even slow down aging. Well, I'll take that. I'll take all of it. And more, one of the most surprising things is that C15 may actually help counteract damage caused by more common fats like C16. Oh, wait, I don't think I mentioned that. Um, Eating C16 fats can be damaging to your health. Sure, we store it in our fat cells, but C16, aka palmitic acid, is an even chained fatty acid commonly found in palm oil and lots of highly processed foods. Apparently, eating C16 in excess can drive inflammation, and we all know that chronic inflammation is at the heart of chronic disease. A damaging fat found in ultra processed food. Who could have seen that coming? All right. So, C15, a superstar. We need to eat it. How do we get it? Well, what kind of fat, natural fat specifically, is rich in C15? I have such good news. Full fat dairy like butter, cream, aged cheeses, and ghee are the richest natural sources of C15. hmm So, for example, just a tablespoon of butter yields 123 milligrams of C15, an ounce of cheddar, 90 milligrams, 2 tablespoons heavy cream, 135 milligrams. I know. Hold on. I hear you panicking. Wait, do we need to start counting this too? In addition to counting carbs and protein? Nah. Studies suggest daily intake in the range of 100 to 300 milligrams is optimal. So if you eat just a serving or two of a C15 rich food every day, you're golden. Stay golden, low carb girl. But what about our vegan pals? I'm not going to lie, it's a challenge. Plant based diets contain almost no C15. And while some supplements now exist, plant food sources are nearly non existent. Sorry. My darling vegan, for the sake of your own health and for the dear hearts of the mothers who love you. Eat a bit of butter. Take a bite of cheese. It won't hurt a bit. Bottom line, we can store fat, we can burn fat, but the kind of fat that heals us, that supports our health, has to come from food. We must eat natural fat and would best eat odd chain fatty acid like C15. My, aren't we sciencey today? After decades of avoiding fat, we got sicker and ironically fatter. C15 just isn't safe to eat. It's essential, at least for anyone wanting to reverse damage from inflammation, insulin resistance, and fatty liver disease. It's a nutrient worth knowing. Not to track, not to obsess over, but to understand and eat with confidence every single day, especially when others look down their noses at you. Hey, I'm Eileen. I reversed the worst of my Alzheimer's symptoms through a clean, low-carb diet. This means choosing real whole foods, no sugar, no seed oil, no UPFs, and happily, plenty of C15 like butter and cream and cheese. If you want help getting started on a clean, low-carb diet, check the links in the description below. I have a few resources that might interest you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you for liking my video, commenting on my video, sharing this video with a fat-averse friend, someone who needs a reason to eat more butter, please. And until next time, let's all stay strong, wise, kind, and good. Please choose good food for good health.